dramatically,
Good.
but I didn't get anything else besides that.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Sign language.
Good afternoon, everyone. Call to order our city council meeting scheduled for today, July the 24th. We'll have a roll call. Ms. Adams?
Mayor Clea McCaw,
Present?
Mayor Pro Tem Carolyn Humphrey,
Present.
Councilmember Faye Jackson,
Present.
Councilmember Ken Kilmurray,
Present.
Councilmember Angelica Landry,
Present.
Councilmember Brian Myers,
Present.
Councilmember Mark Rodriguez.
Present.
Mr. Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you, ma'am. We'll have our invocation by Pastor Justin McPeak of Thunder Mountain Community Church, and after he is concluded, we have our pledge of allegiance by Mayor Pro Tem Humphrey.
Well, let's pray. Father, thanks for this evening. And I thank you for who you are and for what you're doing in this city and this community. And so, as I'm thinking about the agenda items and the discussion and the decisions that will be made, I pray, just always pray that you give wisdom and discernment to the leaders that make these decisions, and that those that provide information, that they would be able to communicate clearly so that the best decisions can be made for the good of our community. And I know that's what you desire. I believe that's what you desire. And Lord, I'm just thinking with next week and all the schools starting back up, I just know the fall will get busy, and the city and the schedules and all the decisions that need to be made, all the things that are going to be moving. So I just pray that you give peace in the midst of the fall season and a busy season. I thank you for who you are. Thank you for working for the good of our community. Thank you for the leaders that you've given this city and this community that lead the way forward. And I love you, Jesus, and I pray all this in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. Always good to see you. And we'll have item number 1, Councilman Landry.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move that the agenda for the regular city council meeting of July 24, 2025 be approved.
Second.
Been properly moved and second. Any discussion items? I'll call for the vote. All those in favor? Opposed? Hearing none, seeing none, it is passed. We'll go to our city manager report, sir.
Thank you, Mayor McCaw, members of the council. Your next regular work session scheduled for Tuesday, August 12th, 3 p.m. here in the council chambers. And then, of course, your next meeting is Thursday, August 14th, 5 p.m., also here in the council chambers. A number of projects tonight were out for qualifications and proposals for water resources engineering and for groundwater modeling in our ongoing efforts with our partner agencies for water-related services. Our bus stop and shelter enhancements, which are funded through the Federal Transit Administration, that bid went to KE&G, and that award is pending contract execution. The shared use path from State Route 92 from Avenida Cochise to Foothills, also funded by Federal Transit Administration, is kicking off and should be completed hopefully by the end of the year. Pleased to report today, through the efforts of Mr. Boone, that the lease at the airport for Black Star Orbital has been signed and executed. So that project is moving forward. And then also want to remind everybody, August 12th, the Spotlight Breakfast starts at 6:30 a.m. with the doors opening at the Cochise College Student Union Community Room. And you can register to attend on Eventbrite or call City Hall for tickets. And that's all I have tonight. Thank you, Mayor McCaw.
Thank you, sir. Any questions, comments for our city manager? We'll move on. Our consent agenda, item number 2, Councilman Rodriguez.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Mayor, I move that the consent agenda consisting of the minutes of the work session of July 8th, 2025, and the regular council meeting of July 10th, 2025 be approved.
Second.
Been properly moved in second. Any discussion items? I'll call for the vote. All those in favor? Opposed? It is passed. And we'll go to our public hearing items. We'll open the comments after our presentation of Ms. Ms. Gala. Jen.
Mayor and members of council, so today is the city's public hearing on the property tax levy in accordance with state statute. For FY26, the rate is proposed at .1018 per $100 of assessed value, which will generate an estimated $394,973 this fiscal year. The slight increase in revenue from the previous fiscal year is due to new construction, and the rate was adjusted slightly lower in FY26 due to increased valuation of taxable property, so that the actual dollar amount paid by citizens in FY26 is the same as what they'll pay from FY25. So for this proposed new rate, the city is not required to publish truth in taxation notices for the property tax levy.
Excellent, thank you. We'll open it for hearing for any comments. No comments, we'll close it. And we'll go to our next item, number 4, Councilwoman Jackson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move that Resolution 2025-061, final budget for FY 2025-2026 be approved.
Second.
Been properly moved in second. Staff report.
So the resolution before council today is for the adoption of the fiscal year 2025-2026 operating budget for the city in the amount of $129,244,638. There have been no changes since the tentative budget vote on June 26, 2025. The tentative budget, as well as all state budget forms, have been posted on the city's website, and to date, we still have not received any public comments. So the wording has been added to the final budget resolution to include the adoption of the fiscal year 2026 class comp plan as well. And then the final step in the budgeting process was council will meet on August 14th, 2025 at 5 p.m. to vote for the property tax levy adoption.
Excellent. Any comments, discussion items for? All right, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor? Opposed? Hearing none, seeing none, it's passed. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. We're almost done with this budget year.
And ready to start the next one.
And ready to start? Yeah, exactly, sir. We'll go to item number 5, Mr. Myers.
Yes,
Councilman
Mr. Mayor,
Myers.
I move that Resolution 2025-062, official intent to be reimbursed for certain capital expenditures, be approved.
Second.
Been properly moved in second. Staff report, Mr. Felix.
Mayor and members of council, as part of the budgeting process, we do look at putting in the budget certain items to finance to help balance the budget. We do not do the financing at the beginning of the year. Rather, we wait till the end of the fiscal year in the April-May timeframe, look at what has come in, where we are financially, and whether or not we actually need to do a financing. If we decide to do it, we'll go out to bid in June, and it will come back to you in the first meeting in June to do a reimbursement-type tax-exempt financing. Or the IRS regulations do require us to say that we intend to finance the items in order to do this legally and make them tax exempt. This resolution meets that requirement. If we were to do the financing now, the money would be sitting in an account, and we'd be paying interest on it until we actually get the equipment, which can be, as we know from other items, up to a year from now. We'd be paying interest without any equipment sitting there, and the money would be in a trust. So it works best to save the city money by doing it this way, and we've done it this way for many years in order to do it. But we've also not needed to actually finish any financing for quite a few years. But this year, with the major apparatus that we have, we might need to do the financing. So I'd be happy to any questions you may have.
Any questions, comments? No questions, sir. Thank you so much. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor? Here. Opposed? Hearing none, seeing none, is passed. Thank you. And we'll go to our call to the public. We have one call to the public tonight. Ms. Karen Flynn, good afternoon, ma'am. You have 5 minutes. You'll see the green light illuminated. When you see the red light, your time has expired.
Ready? I'm ready. Mr. Mayor, council members, I'm Karen Flynn, and I'm here to speak about the golf course driving range lights. This is the 5th time I've spoken at the call to the public since April, when the lights on the new range were turned on. Since 2 of you are new, I'm going to rehash some of the information that I've presented in the past. You can also review what I've said in the past by clicking certain links on the city council or city calendar. In February of this year, a petition signed by 93 residents was presented to the council. All of the residents who signed the petition live on the streets immediately surrounding the range and clubhouse, people who are directly affected by these operations. The petition asked that lights on the new range, which was still under construction at that time, be off by 8 p.m. The city did not act on this request. In April, the lighted range opened, and immediately there were many complaints. As a result, some floodlights were removed. But in May, ground floodlights were installed. They cost the city $66,000 and were only in use for 2 days. I assume someone in the city can explain that to you. That said, many lights remain, both on the structure and on the ground where the balls are hit. The lights are on every single night. Currently, they are regularly on until 10 p.m. In order to see how many golfers are using the range to support the use of these lights, I began walking over to the range from my backyard, counting how many people are hitting balls. The city's Placer AI can do something similar, except it will include people who are simply sitting there, not hitting balls. I walk over about half of the days of the month. In April, an average of 9 people were using the range at 8 o'clock. In May, it was 4. In June, it was 10. And for July, the average is 7. Since the range opened in April, the overall average number of patrons hitting balls at 8 p.m. is 7.5. And for these few people, 93 residents have light intrusion into their homes every single night of the year. At the last council meeting, I described the lights, and I won't repeat all of that tonight. What I will repeat is that there is an easy resolution to this issue: shield the lights. I ask again for the city to do so. Aside from the lights, council members should also be aware of the apparent administration issues in regards to the agreement between the city and the golf course contractor, Paradigm. I know many of you have experience with government contracts, and you know that once an agreement is in place, someone has to monitor that performance. There are significant issues here. Number one of the Paradigm's first front office hires is the son of the Parks and Rec director. Parks and Rec has direct responsibility for the golf course. I don't know if now there's a conflict of interest mitigation plan in place, but based on the city's response to a public records request, for at least the first 6 months, no such plan was in place. Next, in response to another records request, the city admitted that 4 months after Paradigm started performing, they had not yet submitted the documentation required to receive a business license. Third, a letter to the editor in the Herald Review about 2 weeks ago stated that it appeared, again a public records request, that from September through March, Paradigm had not submitted required monthly financial reports. And when they did, they declared essentially the entire report to be proprietary and unavailable to the public. For some reason, the city accepted this declaration without pushback. Next, the Parks and Rec director has stated that the driving range hours can't be changed because they'd have to renegotiate the agreement. But paragraph B4 of the agreement states that operating hours shall be mutually approved. They can easily be changed. Finally, the city has included $5.8 million in its upcoming budget for energy savings at the golf course. This will greatly benefit Paradigm, reducing its cost, which in turn increases its profits. What has the city negotiated for in exchange for increased profits that will come from these mostly taxpayer dollars? I hope you will find that out. From my perspective as a former federal contracting officer, I suggest you look closely at the city's agreement with Paradigm to ensure that the city is receiving all the deliverables to which it is entitled, including accurate, complete, and timely financial reports, and that you have those reports audited before providing any assistance with their utility costs that they may claim to need. To sum up, regarding the range, no one is asking for it to be closed. We are asking very reasonably for all range lights to be shielded in accordance with city code.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
And no more calls to the public, so we'll close our call to the public for tonight. And we'll go to comments and requests of the council. Start off with Councilwoman Jackson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have nothing.
Thank you, ma'am. And we'll go to Councilman Kilmurray. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. I'd like to thank the council for having the confidence to choose me, and then particularly the staff, as I've walked around, very welcoming, and I really appreciate it, and I look forward to working with everybody in the coming years.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. And we'll go to Councilwoman Landry.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm really happy that we have a full dais up here, and we have a lot of great people. I was very thankful that so many people applied both times. It's always nice to see people take an interest and want to give back to the community. So it's nice to have a full dais, and I'm thankful for that. Also, as was mentioned, school's going to be starting up next week on Wednesday. So I just wanted to wish all the teachers, especially, I feel like start of school is always an exciting time. Some teachers are in new classrooms. They're getting their classrooms all ready. They're ready for the kids. I feel like their enthusiasm is super high. Their motivation and their energy is really high. So I think it's an extra special time of the year. So I hope that everything goes well for the teachers and for the students that are coming in this school year. So I wanted to give a shout out to them. And then I also have some other things that I wanted to say as well tonight. So I've been reflecting lately on what it means to serve on council. I mean, not that I do that just lately. I mean, I do that often. But there's some things that I wanted to especially share that have been on my mind. I feel like anybody who knows me, and maybe people that are watching, they know that I like to bring humor into things. And sometimes that can be kind of silly, or maybe it seems a little too much, I don't know. But for me, I feel like humor has a way of breaking down barriers. It softens tension, and it reminds us that we're all human. I think it's a really great way to bring people together. And then also the same goes for vulnerability. And that's something that I do my best not to shy away from it, because when we're real with each other, we create space for connection, and connection is what truly strengthens a community. So I try to always show my vulnerability. I mean, I can't really help it sometimes. So I just wanted to kind of share that. And also, serving on council is not always easy. Most of what we hear tends to be criticism, whether it's, verbally or through emails or anything like that. And that's definitely part of the job. I think we all realize that, and people have every right to speak up. We always love to hear people's thoughts and their concerns, and we listen to them. But I have learned something very important, and that is we're not on council to cater to the loudest voices in the room. We're here for the residents who are not showing up as well to criticize or to be loud voices, because they're the ones that they really trust us to do the work. The quiet majority, they're not flooding our inboxes or showing up at meetings, but they benefit from the thoughtfulness, the consistency, and the care that we bring to the table every day. When I was knocking on doors collecting signatures both times, I met so many people, and especially this second time around, I met so many people who reminded me exactly why I wanted to serve again. People who love Sierra Vista, who are proud of their city, and people who are just doing their best. They're working hard, they're raising their families, they're going about their daily routines. They're just kind of focused on that. They might never attend a meeting. There was plenty of people that I went out and spoke with. They had never attended a meeting. They didn't really know who council members were. They don't really watch discussions online, but that doesn't mean that they don't care. It means that they're just counting on us to keep things running well. And when I speak of keeping things running, I feel like our city staff, they deserve a huge amount of credit. They are the heart of this organization. Our city staff work very hard, often behind the scenes, to make Sierra Vista the amazing place that it is. And their dedication doesn't always reach the spotlight, but I do want to make sure that it's acknowledged and it's appreciated. And I feel like members of the public should also do that as well, because there's so many things that they do that nobody sees or hears about, and it makes such a huge difference, and it has such a positive ripple effect that people do not know, and I really wish that they would. So I wanted to spotlight that tonight as well. We do hear from the loudest voices the most often. That's just kind of how life is in wherever field you're in. But we always must remember that there are so many voices that go unheard. There's people that maybe never come and speak at the podium, but their lives are directly impacted by the decisions that we make. And as council members, we represent everybody in our community and our surrounding community as well. And that's a responsibility that I do take very seriously. So I just wanted to thank everybody who engages respectfully, and I wanted to thank everybody that just simply lives, works, and loves Sierra Vista. you guys are the reason, everybody in Sierra Vista is the reason that we do what we do and why we would like to and to serve and why we're doing this. So I just wanted to mention that tonight. And thank you all for, thanks to everybody in the audience tonight. It's always nice to see people in the audience that come, especially new faces too. And I hope to see everybody again. And that's, and one last thing, be blessed and blessed be.
Excellent. Mr. Myers.
Yes,
Councilman
thank you, Mayor.
Myers.
So I'm a bit of a history buff, and I'd like to point out that 132 years ago this week, Catherine Lee Bates wrote the poem that inspired the song America the Beautiful, and what a beautiful song it is. The poem was originally titled Pikes Peak, which is said to inspire the lyric for Purple Mountain Majesties. And as far as I'm concerned, the poem could have just as easily been titled Huachuca Mountain, because our beloved Huachuca Mountains often throw off that beautiful purple hue that makes them look just as majestic. How wonderful that it is that we are Americans living in Sierra Vista, and that unless you're more than 132 years old, you've enjoyed this wonderful song your whole life. So on a little closer to home, fire restrictions have been lifted in the Coronado National Forest. However, it seems that shooting restrictions remain in place, so this would be a good time to remind everyone that the Sierra Vista Shooting Range is a place to shoot if you need to practice, and that's located at Highway 90 near the intersection of Highway 80. Closed on Mondays and Thursdays, open 8 to 5 on Saturdays and Sundays.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. Councilman Rodriguez.
Thank you. I want to echo Angelica Landry's comments about being a full dais. I love it. It's been a long time since all the seats were full, so it's good to see this. It was a great process. It was a long process. It was an unexpected process for some of it, but we got through it. And man, it was tough because there was a lot of good applicants. They did not make it easy on us. So thank you for everybody that applied, and those people that said they want to campaign. Looking forward to seeing them out there as well. Took some photos today. Ben took care of that for us. So big shout out to him because for being patient with us and photoshopping us to make us look good on our photo online. Yeah, making me look slimmer and more buff. I appreciate that, Ben. So thank you.
Good job, Ben.
Good job, man. Thank you. Also, like we mentioned before, back to school time. So teachers and students all going back to school. My twins will be seniors this year. So proud dad moment, sad dad moment, because man, it's tough. Seniors. Well, yeah, my wife's going back to school. She's already going for training, so it's happening. It's expensive out there too, right? A lot of things the cost is going up. But this Sunday, there's another back to school bash event going on at the Salvation Army.
Yes.
This is from 11:30 to 5 p.m. and they'll be offering free haircuts, school supplies, backpacks, and raffles. So if you need to go check that out, they offer some great things on Sunday, 11:30 to 5 at Salvation Army. We had a fire last night in Hereford, structure fire. Sierra Vista provided mutual aid out there, so a lot of local agencies were involved. And then the system was just dumped all night. There was all kinds of calls last night, so it was almost like it was a full moon or something. But so all the first responders in town had a really long night. So hats off to them for everything they do and working those long hours. This past Tuesday, we went to the second annual Camp Sparks graduation after the Coaches College thing. Those girls that were there, ages 14 and 18, there was just amazing. They chose to spoke about why they liked the camp and why they chose to come do it. So to hear them have the confidence, which from talking to some of the instructors, it didn't start off that way, but to see them finish that way was amazing because that's just a life skill that they have no idea how important that's going to be to them. And we had some families from Tucson that came and made it a staycation. So they stayed in our local hotels, which is great for us. Yeah, some tax revenue there and hotel privilege tax. So thank you for those families for doing that. But they got to spend time in our beautiful city, and they already want to come back for next year. So thank you for that. Everybody that was involved there at the fire station, all the instructors, super great program there. So I'm looking forward to next year's. And then there's a summer concert series tonight again, 6:30 to 7:30 over at Veterans Memorial. Today's Bill Cassidy. I don't know if he's related to Butch Cassidy or not, but Mr. Cassidy plays country and folk music and Irish and Celtic songs. So if you got time, go check it out.
Thank you, sir. Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm going to echo what was already said because I'm just so thrilled we have a full council now, a full dais, and I want to say welcome to Mr. Kilmurray. I know there's a lot of we have people on the dais that have been teachers, they're instructors, or still instructors, or married to teachers, and I'm just so grateful for all the teachers going back into it every year. Like, they get this wonderful summer, and you can see their glow, and it's a lot of work getting back to school. But I know they love it, and that's why they do it, and I'm just so grateful for everything they do. I have a junior in high school this year and an 8th grader, and I was thinking about that, like, as parents, you try to raise kids, people to be people that you like, not, you know, and so you grow to, you're like, I really like them. I don't want them to go away in 2 years. I only got 2 more years with you. So, yeah, it's bittersweet, but I am grateful. Just hopefully everybody remembers to be patient when the buses are back on the road and all the cars are driving to school next week, because it feels early, even though it's around the same time, because it starts in July this year.
Yeah.
Which is, it's usually the 1st of August or a 2nd, but yeah, that's all I have to say tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. So next week, we have our 100 Men in Suits back to school welcome at Buena High School, starting at 6:30. Everyone is welcome, so we can make the kids, youth, feel like rock stars as they go back to school for another successful year. Time went by fast. And welcome, Ken, and again, Mr. Myers, Councilman Myers, to the team. Look forward to a great working relationship as we go forward and move the city. With that, we are finished.